Alright guys, this is the explanation for E3. I thought I'd start out by putting the answers down for E3, and that way if you did fine on the homework, you can just jump ahead in the video to the lesson, or if you got maybe a couple wrong, maybe in the 30s or something, you can jump ahead to that point and just watch those. But I'm going to go over all of these, so if you want to pause your video as you check these, and then unpause it, and I will start to go through it. Alright, so we're going to start out with number 23. And on number 23, find all the square roots of a number or write no square roots. Check the results by squaring each root. So, the square roots of 49 are going to be positive and negative 7. Number 24, the square root of 144 is 12, so that would be positive and negative 12. 25, the square root of negative 4, that would be no square root. 26, can you multiply two things to get negative 25? And you can't, so this is again no square root. 27, the square root. What number can you multiply by itself to get 0? Well, that would be 0. 28 is going to be positive and negative 10. And 29 is going to be positive, negative 0.3. 30 is going to be positive, negative 0.4. Alright, now we go to the next part. Evaluate the expression, give the exact value if possible, otherwise approximate to the nearest hundredths. So we've got 31. The square root of 169. So that's going to give us negative 13 because that negative sits out in front. 32. 32 is going to give us 8 times 8. It's going to be 64. The square root of 13, this is not a perfect square, so that's going to be 3.61. 3.61 when rounded. 34. Square root of 125 is 11.18. And so it's a negative in front. 35. The square root of 0.04 is going to be 0.2. 36. We're going to have positive and negative. 0.75 is going to give me 0.87. Alright, let me make some room here. Alright, number 37. So we're going to have negative square root of 0.1 is going to give me 0.32. And the last one you had on your homework is going to be positive and negative square root 6.25 gives me 2.5. Alright. And that's how we did 1 through 38. Now let's go on to the lesson. So we're leading up to a full quadratic, and a quadratic function is a nonlinear function. And so nonlinear means it's not a line. And typically, it is written in the formula ax squared plus bx plus c. And what this means is that we have a coefficient before x squared, then we have another coefficient before x, and then we have just some constant. And I did this wrong, but this is called standard form. So this should be down here. This should be standard form. So this here is the example of what standard form is. Ax squared plus bx plus c. And what we know is that whenever we have something that's squared, you know, our graph is going to look something like this. It's going to have a nice curve to it. Could be negative. Could be like that. But it's going to have a curve on the graph. These are the steps to solving quadratic equations in the form ax squared plus c equals 0. And what's different about this is that you'll notice that there's no b value. There is no b value. So this is when we just have ax squared plus c is equal to 0. And so our steps are going to be isolate. We're going to isolate the squared term. We're going to take the square root of each side. Don't forget that most quadratic equations have two solutions, positive and negative. And the reason that we take the square root of each side is because you're going to have something that's squared. And the inverse of something squared is the square root. So what we're going to do here is we're going to solve these. Solve the equation or write no solution. Write the solution as a radical number if possible. Otherwise write as a radical expression. So if we're going to solve this, we need to isolate and we need to get x by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is, how do I get rid of negative 7? We're going to do the inverse. We're going to add 7. Add 7 here, add 7 here. That's going to give me x squared is equal to 16. Then we're going to take the square root of both sides. X is equal to 4. Same thing on number 2, right? There's nothing that we need to do. There's no constant on this one. There's no c value, right? There's a c value on the first one, but there's no constant value. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this 11. And it's 11 times y squared. So the inverse of timesing by 11 is going to be to divide by 11. We're going to do that on both sides. That gives me y squared is equal to 1. And then you would do the square root of both sides. You'd get y is equal to positive 1. Let's look at number 3. This one has ax squared, but there's no bx, right, or bz in this case. There's just a constant. So we're going to start by getting rid of that constant 13. So we're going to minus 13 from both sides. That's going to give me z squared is equal to negative 8. And then we would take the square root of both sides. We take the square root of z squared. Can we take the square root of a negative 8? No, we can't take the square root of a negative number. So this is no solution. No solution. On number 4, we can divide both sides by 9. That would leave us with m squared is equal to 21. And then we would take the square root of both sides. M is equal to let's see, what's the square root of 21? It's like 4.582. And we're going to round this to the hundredths place. So that would be 4.58. On number 5, we're going to start by isolating. We're going to start by getting this here by itself, 25s squared. We're going to start that by getting rid of negative 49. So the inverse of minus 49 is plus 49. And we're going to do that to both sides. That gives us 25s squared is now equal to 49. And then we're going to divide by 25 on both sides. That gives me s squared is equal to 49/25. And now we're going to take the square root of both sides. That's going to leave me with s is equal to. Now what's nice about this one is they're both perfect squares. So the square root of 49 is 7. And the square root of 25 is 5. So we have 7/5, which is also 1.4. Number 6, we're going to start by minusing 5. 2x squared is equal to 10. We're going to divide by 2 on both sides. That gives me x squared is equal to 5. And then we're going to take the square root of both sides. X is equal to root 5. Or if you want to turn this into a decimal, square root 5 is about 2.24. Use a calculator to solve the equation or write no solution. Round the results to the nearest hundredths. I'm going to start out by isolating this, right? So I'm going to get rid of this negative 4. We're going to use the inverse operation, so we're going to add 4 to both sides. 2x squared is equal to 14. Now instead of timesing by 2, we're going to divide by 2. X squared is equal to 7. And then to get x by itself, we're going to take the square root of both sides. X is equal to square root 7, or x is equal to 2.65. Here we have a group time. Unfortunately, thanks to quarantine, this will be an individual thing. Use a calculator to solve the equation or write no solution. So, on this one, we have a fraction. How do we get a fraction away from the variable? Well, we can multiply by the reciprocal. That's often the easiest way to do it. So if you multiplied this by 3, and you multiplied this by 3, 1/3 of 3 is 1. And 1 times s squared would just be s squared. That's equal to 12. Then take the square root of both sides. S is equal to root 12, or if you would like a decimal, s is equal to 3.46. Well, that's it for the lesson. Tonight's homework assignment, I would like you to do page 508, 54 through 74, just the evens. Remember, make sure that you take a picture and submit it to me. Please try not to put it into a Google Doc. It makes it, I think, harder to see. Also, make sure that you have got really good lighting. And make sure you look at it and see if you can read it first before you send it to me. I'm getting a lot of homework that I cannot read because of poor lighting or poor pictures. Also, it seems like some people are using Instagram to take pictures, and those pictures are coming in really clear. So you may want to try that if you're having difficulty with the photos. Good luck.